Hey, and welcome back. Or welcome if it's your first time in the Mid-Century Vault. I'm your host and pop culture historian, Philip Mershon, and today's episode is for the troublemakers in the room. Because I'm talking about a publication that taught generations of kids to question authority, spot a phony advertisement from a mile away, and generally believe that the world was one big, hilarious, absurd joke. I'm talking, of course, about Mad Magazine. Mad wasn't simply a humor magazine, it was a cultural compass for the mid-20th century and beyond. So let's prowl around in the history of the magazine that coined its own anti-establishment motto, what, me worry? Fittingly, it's a story of creative rebellion. It started out as a 10-cent comic book in 1952 called Tales Calculated to Drive You Mad, and promising humor in a jugular vein. The publisher was William M. Gaines, whose family owned EC Comics. But when censorship from the Comics Code Authority crushed the popularity of his horror titles like Tales from the Crypt, he needed a new venture. Okay, who even knew that there was a Comics Code Authority? The original editor, writer, and brilliant creative force, Harvey Kurtzman, thought the thing to do was to parody the comic genres that Gaines was famous for. So in 1955, to escape the censorship, Gaines pulled a really clever move. He switched the format from a comic book to a black and white magazine. This not only saved the publication, but it allowed its satire to become far more pointed, taking on all of American popular culture, not just comics. And shortly after the format change, Al Feldstein took over as the editor and ushered in the magazine's golden age, bringing in a core group of writers and artists known as the usual gang of idiots. And because of these idiots, Mad's success was built on its brilliant reoccurring features. For starters, there's the instantly recognizable face of its gap-toothed, jug-eared mascot, Alfred E. Neuman, who became the magazine's unofficial cover boy in 1956. The other repeating features that defined the Mad style included movie and TV parodies. These were the bread and butter. Legendary cartoonist Mort Drucker would recreate the biggest blockbusters with stunning accuracy and acerbic wit. Spy vs. Spy, a brilliant wordless strip by Cuban artist Antonio Prohias that depicted the eternal battle between the black spy and the white spy in a perfect Cold War allegory. The Lighter Side of, a long-running gag strip by Dave Berg that skewered suburban life and the generation gap. And finally, the Mad Fold-In. Created by the genius Al Jaffee in 1964, the inside back cover contained a seemingly random image and a question. And then folding the page inward revealed a hidden image and a sarcastic punchline, making readers physically interact with the joke. And it's not a far leap to surmise that this feature was what inspired some horny 14-year-old to invent the Land O'Lakes butter fold-up gag. Mad Magazine was the original counterculture guide for kids and teens. It taught over 2 million monthly readers in the early 70s to have a healthy dose of suspicion. It mocked every aspect of society, helping to create the question authority mindset of the era. Mad's influence echoed through virtually all of American satire that came after it. Its fingerprints are all over shows like Saturday Night Live, SCTV, The Simpsons, and South Park, since the founding creative teams of these shows grew up devouring Mad. The magazine even established a key precedent legally in the 60s, defending its right to use parody lyrics for popular songs, which paved the way for musical satirists like Weird Al Yankovic, who has often expressed his devotion to the magazine. The magazine that once outsold every other humor publication ceased publication of new original content in 2019, moving to a format that mostly reprints classic material with some new cover art, and talk about full circle, is sold mainly in comic book shops. But here in the Mid-Century Vault, we remember Mad as a foundational voice in American humor. wasn't always subtle, but its commitment to anarchic and absurd humor and its refusal to take any institution seriously, including itself, cemented its place as the tops in satirical publishing. So what's your favorite Mad Magazine feature? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more dives into pop culture history. And until next time, repeat after me. What? Me worry?